This is 612 ABC Brisbane and Queensland with Kat Feeney.
Feels like winter's on its way out. Temperatures are starting to rise. I noticed some of my star jasmine trying to bloom. This means lovely smells will soon start hanging in the air. It also might mean your eyes are a little puffier, a little redder, a little itchier than they might otherwise be. Julie Newport is an optometrist from ICU Optometry. Julie, do people deal with more allergies this time of year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
August and September, and in the last couple of years, even October to a certain degree, people are just about lining up outside our door wanting to rip their eyes out of their heads.
Is it in the wind? Those eco-westerlies kicked up last week.
That's part of it, and they were a bit late. But anyway, they did get there.
Yeah.
They did. And that just picks up all sorts of rubbish that's in the air, well, in the ground and the grass seeds and yada, yada, yada. And all of a sudden, people are digging all sorts of rubbish out of their eyes.
And is it really, I mean, I always get confused. Is it the pollen from all the blooming flowers? Is it the grass seeds? What are the biggest causes of eye irritation?
Above.
Okay.
Right now, the wattle is out.
Right.
And right now, there's a whole stack of stuff starting to flower.
Okay.
And yeah, wattle is notorious. But we always have some grass seed in the air. Southeast Queensland's got about a dozen or so species of grass.
Okay.
And then as soon as the rain hits the grass, poof, you got all this grass seed floating around in the air. And yeah, every second person seems to be allergic to that, or wattle, or their cat, or the dust in their house, or the mould in their house. And
this goes on.
No,
it has been quite dry. We do have a few councils towards the southwest that are drought declared at the moment. So I'm guessing that also means, again, from the west to the east, that pasture, that parched pasture, that the dirt basically being whipped up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to irritate eyes as well.
You are damned if you do and damned if you don't, because it's raining, poof, grass seed, and if it's dry and windy, poof, dirt.
Right. So that's a problem. Let's talk about some solutions.
Yes.
And by the way, if you have some irritation in your eye at the moment, or a lump or a bump or a sore or something that you would mind hearing a little bit more about with Julie, Julie can address your questions in a general sense, and you can call 1300 222 612. That's 1300 222 612. Julie Newport, optometrist. I'm Kat Feeney. You're on 612 ABC Brisbane and Queensland. Call now with your questions. So let's take a look at what are the steps you might take, Julie, if you have those irritated eyes and you think it's allergy. I guess trying to figure out whether it is allergy is probably a first good step.
Okay, the number one symptom is itch.
Okay.
If it's itch, the chances are very, very high, especially at this time of year, that it's allergy.
And if it is allergy, what do you do?
So many different things. Am I allowed to say product names?
I mean, look, can you talk about the component in the product rather than the brand name?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So there's one that's got ketotifen in it, and ketotifen is in a drop that starts with Z, and then there's a generic that starts with Z, and they've been very thin on the ground over the last 12 months or so, really hard.
Why?
I don't know. There was a rumour that the company that makes one of them that starts with Z just withdrew it from the Australian market for one reason or another, but that's just a rumour.
Okay.
So then the generic was very thin on the ground as well, and you could just about have to buy it on the black market. But there's another one that is called olopatadine, and olopatadine will cost you about $60 a bottle to get, so it's much more expensive than Z, and you need a prescription in your hand to get it. But it's also very, very good. Both of those medications will address two different areas of allergy, one of them which is immediate, and the other one which is a deeper, more long-lasting effect as well. And they're only twice daily dosage, really nice.
Because what is it that is causing the allergy? What's actually happening to the eye, Julie?
I'm glad you asked, Kat. So the first thing that happens is whatever it is that's causing the allergy gets in your eye and interacts with circulating white blood cells, which we call mast cells. When, let's say it's wattle pollen, gets in there and upsets the mast cell then explodes and it releases what's called histamine. So histamine molecules then go dancing around the front surface of your eye, and they go sitting in various receptors, and then as soon as that sitting in the receptor occurs, that triggers all of the stuff that we know about how eyes feel when they're allergic. Itching, burning, red, watery, all this carry-on, swelling, all of that. An antihistamine comes along, it sits in that receptor and it blocks any other histamine molecules coming along as well. So it knocks the histamine off and then it blocks any other. So it's like a squatter. That typically lasts for about 12 hours with either of those two really nice medications. But they also, if you're using them regularly twice a day, so it's about every 12 hours dosage, they train the circulating white blood cells to please not explode. And so after a couple of weeks of that, the white blood cells are just chill. They're not exploding anymore. No more histamine for a while.
Interesting.
I know. It's very cool.
I mean, sort of when you use them, is there an idea that you also shouldn't become dependent or use them for too long?
Nah. Yeah, both of those medications are known to be safe to use, year round, because some people have allergens around them year round.
Yeah. Okay. Julie Newport, optometrist, with you on 612 ABC Brisbane and ABC Queensland. I'm Kat Finney at 10 to 2, 1300 222 612 for your questions with eye health. We're talking about the allergic response your eyes might have to this time of the year with all the pollens and grass seeds and stuff in the air. So the antihistamines are one thing you can do. What are some of the other remedies for allergic eyes?
If, for example, you go around to all the pharmacies and you just can't find any of that stuff, then another thing you can do is get your favourite lubricating drop. And there's so many dozens of those out there. Put it in the fridge and use cold lubricating drops in your eyes. The cold has a mild anti-inflammatory effect and also a mild numbing effect. And that's not going to last for a real long time, but it's better than nothing. And speaking of cold, you can also just keep either a little gel cold pack in your freezer, or a lot of people might just grab out a packet of peas and corn out of the freezer, wrap it up in a clean paper towel and hold that against their eyes for not very long, maybe about 20 seconds or so, and that also settles that down quite nicely.
What about cold tea bags and cucumber slices?
Oh, sure. If you want to be glamazon, do that.
Okay, I'm seeing a spa weekend forming in my lounge room. Okay, and then Julie, when eyes become really kind of red and swollen and puffy.
Yep, that's also allergy. Well, that's one way that allergy can present, and other things.
Right. Yeah. Okay. If you have a beloved cat, for example,
yours,
or fur baby dog, and you suspect that lovely little animal could be the cause of your constantly irritated eyes.
And so many people, that's the case.
Does it actually come to a point where you might actually cause yourself serious damage?
Not really. No, there's a subtype of allergy that affects 10-year-old and thereabouts boys, which is actually dangerous to the eyes and the long-term eyesight and long-term health of the eye. As for every other allergy, no, not dangerous as far as long-term sight is concerned, just really irritating at the time.
Okay. And then with regards to compresses, a question has come through Julie Newport. How do you tell if cold or hot helps? Warm compress, cold drops. How do you run the temperatures?
Got it. With a warm compress, what that does is we have about 100 little oil glands around the edges of our eyelids, and it's a really common thing for them to get dysfunctional. And then instead of a lovely liquid oil that comes out of them every time we blink to stop your tears from evaporating, they get chocked up with inflammatory rubbish and waxy type stuff, and the heat melts that. And all of a sudden your oils are working a bit better, and that stops your tears from evaporating quite so quickly. Then your tears do their job, which is partly clean things off the surface of your eyes. So a hot pack works for that reason, but a cold pack is good for instant relief.
Okay. Julie Newport with you on 612 ABC Brisbane, ABC Queensland. I am Kat Feedy and Julie is an optometrist from ICU Optometry, your Monday expert, as it were, 10 minutes to 2. Janelle's got a question for you, Julie. She says, hi, what is blepharitis? And we think she probably means blepharitis.
Oh, you're an expert at saying that now. So good.
Okay, good. What is it?
Blepharitis is where you get an inflammatory condition of the edges of the lids, and it is most commonly caused by tiny, tiny little mites that we all have all over our bodies, and they live for about 2 weeks and then they explode in a shower of their own excrement, and that's all over the edges of your eyelids, folks. Everybody's got them all over their body, and some people get them around the edges of their eyelids. Why some people get them in their eyelids and some people don't, do not know.
Do not look at the close-up images of those mites.
Oh, no, do. They're on YouTube as well.
Oh, God.
You can see them in action.
How do you deal with them? Can you blast them before they explode themselves?
Look, one of my patients came out with the best thing ever that you can use at home, and it's a simple bottle of QV watch that you get from the pharmacy, and then you put in 20 millilitres of tea tree solution, not tea tree oil. Tea tree solution, which you can get at the pharmacies as well. Mix that together and use that to wash your face every day, including your eyelashes, and it keeps the mites under control. It's brilliant.
Actually, that's reminding me about eyelashes and another allergic response. How likely is it that you might form an allergic response to eye makeup? Mascara, Julie Newport, and is that different to
it can happen,
seasonal allergic response?
You would think that it would be really, really common, and it's not. Okay. It's not on the ground. We spend a lot of time dealing with people with eye allergies, inflammation in their eyes, dry eyes, yada, 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 and it's very unusual to find people allergic to their eye makeup. The more usual thing is the glue from false eyelashes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because we've seen a big surge in interest in these falsies, haven't we? Not since the 1960s
exactly.
have we seen that many false eyelashes around.
In fact, I saw a lady the other day and she was in with Demodex blepharitis, so the little mites doing their thing, exploding mites. And she looked at me and she said, with trepidation, "Please tell me it's not my eyelashes doing this." And I said, because she had false eyelashes on. I said, "No, it's not." And she said, "Thank God, I love you."
Did the eyelashes have to come off in order to effectively treat?
No, they didn't. We had a couple of casualties as I was cleaning off the mites, but, you know.
A couple of lashes shed. But quite seriously, these eyelashes, I mean, they come in all forms, don't they? You get the stuff that you stick on yourself from the chemist that you get from a blister pack. You have the stuff that's put on by a beautician. With whatever training. And Julie, because we have seen this massive interest in these eyelash extensions, can that cause problems? What are the things you might need to keep in mind if you've got someone who's really passionate about it, or if indeed you're considering becoming very passionate about it?
A couple of years I was quite interested in this, and we had a little email group around the country where we just throw questions at each other and it goes to everybody. And I said, right, what's the worst thing that anybody's ever had around the country with regards to patients with these eyelash extensions? And the worst thing was the allergy to the glue.
Okay.
No big deal at all. It's kind of a big deal when you're wanting to rip your eyes out of your head, but then you just get those removed and get the lady or man, whoever's doing the eyelashes, to use a different glue.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Julie Newport, you've been fascinating as ever.
Thank you, Kat.
And thanks again for that lovely image of the exploding
Look, that's my pleasure.
Oh, I'm going to have a little bit of Ian Moss now and recover. Julie Newport of ICU Optometry on 612 ABC Brisbane, ABC Queensland. I'm Kat Finney. This is Telephone.